Um, just gonna open up the chapters here, but yes, I guess we finished the game now, and I might as well go through final thoughts now while it's still fresh. And I could say after finishing this game, it's been one of the most refreshing games that I've played in a long, long time. And we did just finish God of War, but this game blew it out of the water. It didn't just, you know, blow me out of the water just because it was a great storyline, but it was a game that took gaming in a direction that I've never really seen taken, you know, and it must have been really tough on the company to really go in this direction. So Quantic Dream really, I have such an appreciation for them now after playing through the whole game that they made infinite games in one, and they didn't do the norm. They didn't just slap together a linear control your character. Like I want to say like God of War, but God of War story was amazing. But there's so many games that kind of are that 3D world, move around, explore. If you're gonna look for like, kind of like all the facts and the little hints and stuff, it's been done so many times, but this game adding in timed button presses, but completely excelling when it comes down to storyline, insofar as when you play it, it's just could be a new experience so many times. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of variations there can be if you take into account all the different characters that could still die, and the fact that the storyline could probably end so much earlier if you make a whole lot of wrong choices and just lose that character. Like the ability to have the balls, I don't even want to say the balls because men and women both have strength, but to have that the moxie to just be like, look, we're gonna make a game, and if characters die, they die. We're gonna make it so that it's not gonna be rooting against you, but it's not gonna be rooting for you to pass. It's just letting you choose you. And insofar as doing that and skilling sometimes the skill checks of button pressing and stuff, it makes it feel that much more real. Like, you'll make mistakes in real life. So making a mistake on a button press sometimes, or a choice, you make mistakes in real life. So it turns the game into something that doesn't completely destroy you for one mistake, and makes it so that it's more real. That, yeah, okay, you made one mistake talking to Hank. It's not going to ruin the rest of the game for you, but it's going to affect it a little bit. There could be a slight deviation from the norm. It just takes you on what a journey visually, emotionally. I've never been so emotionally attached to a game in my life, in my gaming career. I mean, there's been times where like I was emotionally attached to a character or something, but none of it compares to the way I felt about the characters in this game. How hard I rooted for them, how hard I rooted for some of them to die, Zlatko. How terrible I still am feeling right now after finishing the game and knowing that Luther didn't make it through my playthrough, and North didn't make it, and, I'm gonna be feeling that melancholy for a while. That I tried to make all the right choices. I tried to skill all the button presses, but I made some bad choices and I made some bad button presses. Maybe getting off the boat into the water was a wrong choice, but you're seeing it. And then, too, on top of that, on top of everything, the button presses are timed, very well. And it's not just like always just a button press, but it's your decisions are timed. And in real life, your decisions are timed. You can't sit there and just like a robot, just like all of a sudden stop when someone asks you a question. Just be like, yes, I think I would like pizza. Like you need to respond. So when it does that and you're seeing 4 choices and you try to read through them all, as fast as you can, and then you try and let your brain do all of its kind of, reasonings and logic and everything, and then you make your choice, and you're just like, oh no, what did I choose? No, that wasn't good. Or like, especially when he asks about the dog's name, and you're just racking your brain, and then you brain fart and you say the wrong one. Oh my goodness, what a game, what a story, what a movie, what unbelievable depths they went to make something. I really gotta give it to Quantic Dream that they made this in a time period when the story game is not the big game. They made this at a time period where there are companies out there that are trying to deem story games dead, that these things are not something to put your money into. They've taken years. You see in the extras videos that this has been going on since like 2010. This is 8 years in the making. The amount of money that they probably had to invest in it and just stress over from the top of the company down, the amount of support they probably had from PlayStation in making this it's monumental. And I'm just so proud of them for pulling it off and really having the moxie to go through with it. Really, it's just, in every way, shape, or form, it's so nice to see games like this exist. And I think that games like this are going to be the savior of what story is or could be. And I hope this inspires more companies to continue from here. And I hope we get a sequel for this story that will give you the option to continue with what your original playthrough of this one was. Now imagine going into a second game and now it even being larger, where maybe if Luther died, he's not in it, but maybe if you got through it with him, he is in it. Or, but still give you the option to have it with all of them surviving. Still give us the option, because I will be so destroyed. But you know what? Then on top of that, if you think about it, if they do come out with a game that continues with whatever you make happen in this game, then you play through this game. You try and make all the right choices. You try and make your ending the ending you want, so that the beginning of the next one is what you want it to be. You have the choice. You have the capability. You can do it. It can be done. That would be so cool. That's what I hope. Quantic Dream, if you see this or hear about this, I think that would be amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to anything and everything coming, especially in this series, in this game, in this story. I want to see where it goes from here. I need to see where it goes from here. After this, the way I'm feeling right now, I need to see where it goes from here. I need to see Alice's life after this. I need to see Kara, and I need to see Luther, Marcus, Connor. I need to see Hank, man. I need more Hank in my life, man. Oh, seeing his face when he shot Connor, man. Oh my goodness. The motion capture. What is there to say that is bad? There's no real bad. I mean, the only thing I would say I did like, if I had to choose one thing, Quantic, don't use the motion sensor of the PlayStation controller. For me at least, it was dismal. I think I failed on 90% of those because, maybe one, I wasn't expecting it to pop up, and two, when I would move it, it really wouldn't sense it. So maybe my controller's bad or something. I've never dropped it, so I don't know. But if I had to choose one, that would be it. That would be it. Just everything in it was top notch. The motion capture, the acting, the sound, the story, the visuals, the world, the lore, the everything. The way to play it was mind blowing. It was just this is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. I can accept a little bit of wonkiness in a dang controller. This was 10 out of 10. Other game companies that say story games are dead, I challenge them to play this game and not be enthralled. I challenge them. This is the explanation here. Golly. But alright, I'm gonna leave it at that. This was what a playthrough. You know, what a playthrough. Golly gosh, man. Go to the home.